But for, what, 88 or so minutes, Ashley, you had crafted a really lovely piece of analysis on how well Everton were defending, and they did for almost all the game.
Yeah, absolutely. They nearly executed the perfect away plan again under David Moyes. They did ever so well, right up to, as you say, the 88th minute when it was just probably the only time they switched off. Arsenal are just on the attack. We've highlighted Dowman. Mykolenko gets a good tackle, but then he thinks his job's done. I don't know if he's expecting a long throw-in, but he switched off. They take a quick throw-in. Great ball in from Dowman. Hincapié at the back stick, and then, like all good strikers, he's in the right place. Jordan Pickford on his 350th appearance. Joe, I'm not sure. Yeah, you can talk us through that one.
I think David Moyes touched on it brilliantly, actually. Jordan's come. He actually gets a tiny little touch. And look, sometimes this touch you're going to see here is enough. It takes it off someone's head. This one hits Hincapié in the chest, over to Gyökeres. And look, that's not going to stay in Jordan Pickford's season. He's been absolutely magnificent. He was brilliant today, but unfortunately, he's got that one wrong. Gyökeres cannot believe his luck.
Why do you think he comes for it, Joe?
Because he's that kind of goalkeeper who wants to help his team. He's one of the main men for Everton. He's a captain on the day. He's a top keeper. I hate seeing that in the background because he's been so good this year. But that's the life of a goalkeeper. And Jordan will accept that, and I'm sure he'll be brilliant next game.
We saw Max Dowman's involvement in the first goal. He went even better and became the Premier League's youngest ever goal scorer at 16 years and 73 days. I mean, it's just incredible.
Unbelievable. And these are the kind of days that you just love the Premier League and you love football for situations like this. Everton are now pushing on. You can see Jordan Pickford in the box trying to get his head on things. That's a great header, by the way, from Gyökeres. And then this is just down to Max Dowman. He's got so far to run. Brushes off Mykolenko, a little bit of skill around Dewsbury Hall. Then he kind of eases up and then has a little bit of a panic. Sensible finish into the goal. And what an absolute brilliant moment for him. Can you imagine being his age right in about now and just realising, oh, my gosh, I'm going to score my first goal at home. And then you see what it means. He just wheels off. And look at Declan Rice's face. I love that. The subs bench are all the way down, Joe. It's a brilliant moment, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. I think Dowman's so composed. And he comes on and he believes in his ability. He's not surprised at what he's done. It's only when he sees the reaction of the stadium and his teammates, he realises what a big moment that is in the Premier League. One, in the Premier League as a history. Two, in the title race.
And if, you know, everybody alluded to it there, he doesn't play like a 16-year-old. He doesn't play like the Premier League's youngest ever goal scorer.
No, look at those numbers. You know, James Vaughan, 20-odd years he's been holding that record.
5 years before Max Dowman was born.
Well, there you go. That sums it up. But I've heard Declan Rice talk about him all the time, and it's just, you hear nothing but compliments. Played against Mansfield recently, a really mature performance. And like I say, when he scored that goal, he believed he was going to score that goal. He believes he should be on that pitch. And that's not an arrogance, that's a confidence. I think we've got a real special player on our hands.
And it's not just the fact that he's a 16-year-old. It's about the decision that Mikel Arteta made to bring him on. And this has been something he's got consistently right as the season's gone on. I think Arsenal players have scored or assisted from the bench 21 times this season.
And a part of that is the strength in depth that the squad have got, which we spoke about at the start of the season, that might be the difference. And then also, you know, the brilliance of Mikel Arteta to bring which sub to bring on and when to bring them on. Today he got it absolutely right. Brought on Gyökeres, Martinelli and Max Dowman, and that was over Jesus, who he could have brought on, who he left on the bench. And that paid off for him. Max Dowman, by the way, when he come on, changed the game for Arsenal. He was very composed. He made things happen. He livened them up in the attack. So you can say, yes, they've got strength in depth, but also Mikel Arteta is using it very well.
And as well as Dowman has played when he's come on, is it brave from Arteta to bring on a 16-year-old at that stage of a tight game?
From what I see from Mikel Arteta, he's not taking any chances. He's bringing him on because he believes he's going to change the game. He's not in this to try and win awards or have, I was the one who brought Max Dowman on. He couldn't care less if he was 16 or 66. He's bringing him on to win the game.
He wouldn't win it if he brought in a 66-year-old. So Arsenal get all 3 points, and then
Mark wasn't nervous, was he? You weren't nervous.
Do you know, it was David Moyes. It was made difficult by a very wily old manager in David Moyes, who seems to get better year on year.
Yeah.
You know, McNeil's shooting from distance. Dewsbury Hall as well had good opportunities. They sat quite deep. We know that they do that, and then they counter-attacked with real purpose. I just feel they just need a striker, someone who can hold on to the ball for them to get even better. But David Moyes is putting really big steps in the right direction for that football club. I think they'll be absolutely fine next year. They might even make Europe this time around.
Does it feel like a game that we'll look back on, though, if Arsenal do get the ultimate prize and think, yeah, that night against Everton, 89 on the clock, still 0-0?
I think the tipping point has gone. You know what I mean? That result late on was a massive result for Arsenal. They're under pressure every time they play. Everyone keeps saying, haven't won it for 5 years, haven't won it for a number of years, come second. They're playing with that weight of expectation on them all the time. And every time they tick a game off and get over the line like they have today, it just takes the weight off slightly.
What's it like at this stage, Martin, going for a title? 10 out now?
Do you know, I think you play your whole career to get into these situations, so you have to love it. You don't fear it. You must wake up every morning and pinch yourself, because it's kind of unique to be in a situation where you can possibly win 4 trophies, and that dream is still alive.
Pundits were left amazed by the performance of Max Dowman as Arsenal F.C. secured an impressive 2-0 victory over Everton F.C. The young star delivered a confident and energetic display that caught the attention of analysts and fans alike. His composure on the ball and ability to influence the game showed why many believe he has a huge future ahead. Soccer ball fire. From the opening whistle, Arsenal looked determined to control the match. Their quick passing and attacking movement constantly put Everton under pressure. Dowman played a key role in linking midfield and attack, helping the Gunners create dangerous opportunities throughout the game. The breakthrough eventually came as Arsenal capitalized on their dominance, sending the home crowd into celebration. Dowman's involvement in the build-up highlighted his awareness and creativity, qualities that pundits quickly praised during the match of the day analysis after the game. Defensively, Arsenal were equally impressive. Everton struggled to find space against the well-organized back line, allowing Arsenal to maintain control and build their attacks patiently. The second goal sealed the victory and confirmed another strong performance in what has been an exciting season for the club. After the final whistle, discussion quickly turned to Dowman's impact. Pundits highlighted his maturity, decision-making, and confidence at such a young age. If he continues developing at this rate, he could become one of the most exciting players to watch in the Premier League in the coming years.